Tesla stock at the time of recording this video is down about 5.5% on, yeah, I was wrong, weaker than expected deliveries. Now, Tesla beat the worst case scenario, but not by much, okay? Missing Wall Street's expectations by about 10,000 vehicles. Here in this video, I will give you all of the details you need to know, the bright spot of this report, which was energy generation and storage, and what this could mean for Tesla stock going forward. You're only down 5%. It could be a lot worse. Tesla delivered 495,570 vehicles in Q4. Wall Street was expecting about 507,000 deliveries. Total Q4 production was 459,445. So the data that I share with you guys almost in every single video, this global inventory number or count, does look like it was pretty accurate. Tesla was selling down inventory in the last quarter, which is a good thing. So that's a bit of a bright spot. Tesla sold, what, 35,000 more vehicles than they produced in the last quarter. So that is good. Now, the company delivered a total of 1,789,226 vehicles in 2024, negative 1% year over year. Tesla also shared that they deployed 11 gigawatt hours of energy storage in Q4 2024, up 243% year over year. That is impressive. Okay, that's another record for energy storage products. And I think that helps to offset a little bit of the weakness from headline deliveries. In the worst case scenario that I was modeling for, it was about 485,000 deliveries. So we didn't come in that low, but it is safe to say there is weakness in the United States still. Okay, that's why we did not meet consensus, was the United States. Now, I'm optimistic in the coming quarters that things will get better, that maybe as we do actually get a deadline for the $7,500 tax credit, you're going to see more people run out and go ahead and buy themselves that new Tesla. I still think those things are in play, but the United States market is a weak one. And if you want to look at a chart of Tesla's energy storage deployments, you can see this much more clearly, that this last quarter was impressive from that regard. I mean, look at the quarter over quarter jump here. It's like a 40% jump quarter over quarter, even from the last record that we had, which was Q2 2024. You're up like 20% from even the last record we had. So this was a big bright spot on this delivery report. And on a headline number, Tesla's energy storage deployments in 2024 were up at 113% compared to 2023. Dan Ives says this about Tesla's Q4 delivery number. He says, quote, overall, we would characterize this as a respectable delivery number. Looking to full year 2025, we remain highly confident in Tesla's ability to accelerate delivery growth into full year 2025. With 20 to 30% growth, we maintain our outperform rating and $515 price target. And as Sawyer Merritt says here, the year is 2030. Millions of cybercabs roam the streets and millions of Tesla bots navigate the world. Will anyone really remember a vehicle delivery number from Q4 2024 that missed estimates by 2%? Which I think that's probably the best way to frame this. Okay, Tesla deliveries have been the biggest, most important catalyst for Tesla stock for a long time. They are no longer the biggest catalyst for Tesla. Tesla, is going to react less to deliveries in this upcoming year than it has in other years. Tesla stock is going to react more to AI. It's going to react more to robotaxis and improvements from FSD and even improvements in Optimus. Those are going to be the true catalyst for Tesla, as well as the lower priced Tesla product. Now, if we launch the lower priced Tesla and then we start missing on deliveries, that's a bigger issue. But a lot of people believe, myself included, most investors in Tesla, that deliveries are going to pick up in 2025. 20-30% delivery targets seem reasonable with cheaper Teslas coming out and even like the cheaper Cybertruck coming out. But really, at the end of the day, what is going to determine whether Tesla has a good 2025 or not is not whether we beat or miss deliveries by 2%. It is going to be whether Tesla actually launches the robotaxi network in 2025 and if it's going to scale faster than expected. That is the alpha. That is the upside for 2025. It has nothing to do with deliveries. Sure, if deliveries are better than expected, that could definitely give you some upside, but it's not the big driver of Tesla like it has been in previous years. So I do not think this is a reason to all of a sudden become bearish on Tesla if you were bullish previously. Now, if you're bearish on Tesla and you have been bearish on Tesla, you're probably more bearish on Tesla following today's delivery number. But it's more likely that this is an opportunity to get into Tesla stock than an opportunity to sell more shares in Tesla, okay? The stock is kind of a weighing mechanism, right? You were already down 17% heading into this report, and now you're down 4.5% today. All in all, you've fallen from 488 down to currently being at 385. You've fallen about 21%. Almost 21.5%. You've corrected quite a bit here. Now, some people are going to just get way too bearish and expect the stock's going to continue to decline, and that is probably not likely at this point. Even consider that today the stock hit $373 and got bought up, okay? This is what you call a hammer candlestick. As long as this holds into the end of the day, this tends to be a very positive candle formation, right? Whenever you get these hammer candlesticks, it tends to lead to upside following that, right? It tends to be a bottoming moment because what it really means is the sellers took over, drove the stock lower, and then the buyers took over at the lows. And the sellers were not able to hold on and continue to push the stock lower. So whenever you get those hammer candlesticks, you do tend to go higher after that, right? The most recent example is this one here on December 23rd. Sellers sold this thing dramatically. Buyers came in, stepped in, and bought it back up towards the highs. And then the next day you were up 7.4%. Not exactly saying that's exactly what's going to happen next. I'm not saying tomorrow's going to be a 7% up day. But if this holds, it's a good sign that our bottom could be in for this latest correction. Do you think overall this is a buying opportunity in Tesla stock? For those of you guys that do want to be an opportunist and take advantage of the recent selling that we have seen. Now, I've had this trend line drawn on the chart for a while now. This is where it looks like right now you're finding support. You did break under this and then you were bought back up into, the afternoon hours, okay, which is right now. And it looks like you're finding a lot of support at that level, which is right at about 385 or so. So to get a close above this trend line would be a really strong sign that this could be a bottoming process for Tesla. If we do not hold support here, next level, we're going to visit that 50-day moving average at about 350, okay? This is also where you had a lot of volume, so you have a big volume shelf here that came in. So a lot of people bought and sold in this area. You're likely to find some support really between like 360 and 330. Law enforcement officials have released images of the exploded Cybertruck and the leftover fireworks and gas tanks. The truck itself helped contain the blast. and held up extremely well. Authorities believe the items in the bed were connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver. Apparently, this was a rented Cybertruck. So somebody rented the Cybertruck and blew it up in front of Trump Towers in Vegas. And here's a clip from law enforcement officials who said the Cybertruck actually helped contain the explosion. They said, quote, "The fact that this was a Cybertruck really limited the damage that occurred. It had most of the blast go up through the truck and out. The front glass doors at the Trump Hotel were not even broken by the blast, which they were directly in front of." And law enforcement officials thank Elon Musk for his help. He apparently said, quote, "I have to thank Elon Musk specifically. He gave us quite a bit of additional information in regard to how the vehicle was locked after it exploded due to the nature of the force from the explosion, as well as a video from Tesla charging stations. He sent that directly to us, so I appreciate his help." And apparently the explosives contained in the Cybertruck was fireworks, gas tanks, and camping fuel, which authorities believe were connected to a detonation system controlled by the driver. And Elon Musk posted on X, we have now confirmed that the explosion was caused by a very large fireworks and or bomb carried in the bed of the rented Cybertruck and is unrelated to the vehicle itself. All vehicle telemetry was positive at the time of the explosion. And as Elon Musk says, the Cybertruck is the worst possible choice for a car bomb, as its stainless steel armor will contain the blast better than any commercial vehicle. Now back to Tesla deliveries for just a moment. James E. Thorne on X says, quick comment on Tesla. Tesla's Q4 delivery numbers were slightly below the street's expectations. I see these delivery numbers as solid. My long-term thesis for 2025 anchors off robots, robotaxi, and autonomy. The attention deficit crowd clearly does not share my long-term belief in the potential of autonomy and robotics. Let the short-sighted investors move on. Nothing has fundamentally changed. Tesla is still on track to be a $2 trillion company by 2025. Ignore the noise. And Simon Hale on X, senior portfolio manager and partner at Wellington Atlas Private Wealth, says 100 emoji. 2025 will be the start of a new growth wave for Tesla, unlike anything the street has seen before. As far as option activity today for Tesla stock, surprisingly, considering the stock's down 5%, you do see okay positive order value numbers. It's not a huge disaster over here. You have 211 different trades totaling $258 million with a positive order value of 55%. Definitely not super bullish, but not as bad as you would expect it to be, with the stock now down 21% from its all-time highs. Short interest of free float sits at 2.89%, $32.57 billion sold short in Tesla, totaling 80.64 million shares. Here on the day today, it looks like on net, you have about 135,000 shares today that are being covered on. So it looks like hedge funds, institutions are saying $380 or so is a good level to start covering on some short positions, which is actually a positive sign that they are not adding to their short positions. They're taking this opportunity to cover on some of those short positions. Broadly speaking, in the markets, it's a pretty good day. Russell 2000 is up almost 1%, NASDAQ up 0.55%, S&P is up 0.37%, the Dow is up 0.15%, the VIX is also declining about 1.38% today. Bond yields are up about 1 basis point, 10-year treasury yields coming in at 4.589%, so about 4.59%. Some of this has to do with lower than expected initial jobless claims, and we'll take a look at those numbers here together. We do have initial jobless claims at 211,000 today. Expectations were 222,000, so that's good news, but it does mean the economy is a little bit better than, some people may have thought. The labor market's not doing that bad, so maybe that means a less accommodative Fed. Who knows? CNN's Fear and Greed Index today coming in at 29, still very fearful overall. A great level to be buying, in my personal opinion. Market momentum, extreme fear. Stock price strength, extreme fear. Stock price breadth, extreme fear. Put and call options greed. Market volatility, neutral. Safe haven demand, extreme fear. And junk bond demand in neutral. If we take a look at the percent of stocks trading above their 50-day moving average, you are seeing a little bit of a recovery today, but still overall in at very low levels. Only 35% of stocks are trading above their 50-day moving average. So 65% of stocks are still in a pretty severe downtrend. Anytime you're in a bull market and you're in the 30s, you gotta be buying the market. Okay, I don't care what you buy, you just want to buy something. Again, not financial advice. Last I checked, we were still in a bull market, so as long as we don't go into a bear market, then that is going to remain true. So that's what I got for you here in this video. We're going to talk more Tesla in the next video. Stay tuned to the channel for that one, coming out at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. With that said, you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.